Hello, it's Lauren, the Blossom Witch. I am just making a quick video to update people who were not able to attend the live group call yesterday. We decided in the end not to record it because there was a special kind of atmosphere around people who attend the live, and that we kept it kind of within the call itself. So I didn't record it. I'm not going to send out the actual group call we had yesterday, but I'll do a quick recap here, really short. And I'm also going to include a suggested reading list that came up, the free little gift that I gave out to everyone, and a whiteboard, a collaborative whiteboard that we made as a group. So you'll get kind of the gist of what we talked about and the goodies that everyone else got. But if you want to be in the calls and hear everything, yeah, we kind of decided we're going to keep that to live members only. So just an update there. So what we covered were archetypes. And what I explained to the group when we got on was a little bit about my background. So some of you may have heard of Carolyn Mace, who wrote Anatomy of the Spirit, a book called Sacred Contracts. She has quite a lot of books out there. I took master classes with Carolyn for about 2 years, going back 5 or 6 years, on archetypes, what they are, how they activate in a person's life, how they're useful. And then I went on to do another year of study master classes with her business partner, Robert Ohato, who is an archetypal astrologer. And I went kind of deep with him on the topic of Chiron, who represents the archetype of the wounded healer, and how to work with people through archetypal astrology in the story of Chiron and Chiron placements in their chart. I'm not an astrologer. I'm just did like really specialized study with Robert on archetypal astrology, and then the ongoing process he talks about for transformation and spiritual growth through the archetype of the shaman or the wounded healer. So that's my background in archetypes, why I'm into them, who I trained with, what I think it's all about. And I can honestly tell you that knowing my own archetypes and working with them changed every aspect of my life in ways that I would never have expected. Coming into contact with some core archetypes for myself meant a change in my relationships, my business, the kind of people I work with, the kind of friends I have, just across the board, and 100% for the better. So when I really came into contact with the witch as one of my primary archetypes, and decided to really start to own that and work with it, it changed my life in unimaginable ways. So I want the people who I come in contact to know that archetypes are, like, for me, soul software. So we're all born with a certain number of archetypes that are like software chips that go into our system. And they help us to balance and work with our emotions, but they also help us to express and attract the experiences that we're here to have in this incarnation. So when you really know and embody a particular archetype, you will notice that you're able to really express yourself and your work through that archetype, your personality, and that other people who share that archetype or who are attracted to it because it's something that they need, they get really attracted to it and they can't help but be drawn to it. So whether you're working with archetypes for your own personal development, for your business, or you're trying to meet new people and you want to find more of your tribe, you know, archetypes are a really, really important tool about where it's at. So you will notice if you visit my website, blossomwitch.com, that I've been very careful to address the archetypes that I want to work with, that are part of me and who I have a click with. So on my website, it will say very clearly, welcome witches, warriors, rebels, weavers, storytellers, and freedom seekers. These are all archetypes. And on my website, I'm speaking directly to them, because a person who has any one of those archetypes is automatically going to snap to attention and go, oh, okay, that's something for me. So, you know, there's like all of these marketing classes, and, you know, you can invest so much in trying to understand your perfect customer, who you're talking with, who you're speaking to. But if you know your own archetypes and you know how archetypes work in others, in my opinion, there is no more powerful way to start attracting the right people and experiences into your life that you need. If you're doing this for personal development, again, it doesn't have to be a business thing, or if you're already a business owner and you're working in the therapy, aromatherapy, massage, counseling, coaching, flower essences, it doesn't really matter. But understanding your archetypes and the archetypes that other people, your clients, might be coming in with, and how those archetypes are animating in your client's life right now in both the shadow side and the light side, you're just going to be able to offer that client something that's probably going to blow their mind, because you're going to be able to identify and relate to them on such a deep level that they're going to just get so much out of what you're offering them and just benefit hugely and probably really appreciate what you're offering them because you were able to go to that place with them. So we had a really interesting discussion about, what are they? Why are they important? And then we looked at identifying different archetypes that people in the group call embody. So I've been very open about, the witch being a primary archetype for me, which took me a very long time to accept. And I have a bio on my website that talks about that. I have the warrior, I'm a storyteller, I'm a weaver. Weaver is kind of like a magical term. So I weave spells, but I also have a spinning wheel and I like make yarn and weave cloth, like it's about weaving energy. As an energy worker, I weave energy. I'm a rebel for sure. So by having that information, that's really helped me to present myself more authentically. And we talked in the group about, what are some of the archetypes other people identified with? And if you don't know, or you don't know where to begin, like, how do you start that? And some of the most practical advice was to look at your own life story, to look at themes that have surfaced in your life, to look at stories, movies, or books that you were really attracted to, or maybe return to time and again, and look at the main characters and what are they embodying. And to start to kind of compile themes that are speaking to you. So my own life as an example, I was called a witch almost from like in childhood, from a very young age, and that label followed me all throughout my life in a kind of negative and destructive way until I embraced it for myself. It's, well, you know what, you're right, I am a witch. And then that archetype started to work for me in a very powerful way. And instead of being labeled as a witch in a way that I found painful or hurtful, it became a major attractor and a power point for me in my life. I'm a warrior. I'm very attracted. I studied martial arts. I did weapons training for years. When I go to my sports school, I am not interested, sorry ladies, I'm not really interested in the yoga. I'm not really into the meditation and the Tai Chi. I do boot camps. I do body pump. I do spin class with a lot of yelling and techno. And I like to hang out with other people who use, the warrior language when we're in class. And you'll hear the language of the warrior archetype. They will say things like, hey, you're killing it. This class kills. That's fierce, slay. When archetypes animate in our system, you'll notice they language themselves how we speak as well. So you'll pick it up. And I'm not going to go into all of them, but these are some of the most simple ways that you can start to make contact with, hey, what are my archetypes? How are they animating in me? And from there, I promise you, a very big and interesting world starts to open up that is, as you can take it as far as you want to go, right? And to help get you started, I also have included as a free gift, I think I've got over 100, maybe more archetypes on the list on a PDF. And what I suggest doing is you just go through and you highlight any word that really pops out at you, either in a positive way, like, oh yes, I'm really attracted to that word, I like it, or a negative way where you go, oh, that word really annoys me, I don't like that, I really dislike people like that. Because anytime you're having kind of a strong emotional response to something, there's probably something there for you. One of the things that I learned very, very clearly when working with Carolyn and Robert in their master classes is we all want to say, oh, I'm a goddess, I'm a, whatever, like really positive sounding, what we think sound archetypes. but we are humans having very human experiences. All of the archetypes have the potential to light up in a light or a shadow way, and we all come in with what you might think of as more negative sounding archetypes because we need both experiences to fully develop in life. So for example, if you consider yourself to be an empath or a very empathic person, please recognize you are also capable then of embodying and experiencing deeply narcissistic behavior, either in yourself or you might attract it out in the world. But the empath and the narcissist are a team. They're opposite sides of the same coin. And so if you've got something really, positive and magical, please also be bold, dig deep, and look for the other side of it, because I promise you both have some really juicy wisdom and information for you. And if you cut one side off, you end up with half the story, and I wouldn't want to see you cut yourself short on that. So you've got my video here, you've got this download and a little whiteboard, a suggested reading list, and when you go through that archetype list and you highlight some that might be interesting to you, please do feel free to contact me and let me know, hey, these are the ones that I circled. These were the ones that were super interesting for me, because I'd be very interested to hear. I can let you know what maybe the next steps would be if you want to pursue that on your own, on how to keep then narrowing down the list, compiling that, working with that. And if you're interested to really work with me further, I do have a 3-month mentoring process I take people through, where we very quickly, within a day or a little bit more, we hammer out precisely what your core archetypes are that you're vibrating with, and then we build on that and keep going throughout a 3-month mentoring process that helps you just completely open up to your intuitive development, your leadership capacities, and your mission, talent, and purpose in maybe a different way than you've worked with before. But for sure, get the list, let me know. And even if you have no interest in the mentoring, please send me your words, because I'd be happy to tell you what next steps are to work that on your own. So that's it from me. Thank you very much. And stay tuned, because I'm planning something really special for our group call in August, and I just know you're going to love it. So thank you very much, and I'll see you soon. Bye.